Hi, thanks for tuning in to this One Cool Thing vodcast on Canvas Gradebook. This is just a little bit of an overview of the different things you can do in the gradebook. You have your basic sidebar here, and then these three little lines that help with the navigation within your course, but it collapses by clicking on that again. You have the option of viewing individual view or gradebook history. Within your gradebook, you can sort by all these different options and filter based on modules or groups or sections, statuses based on if it's been late or missing, etc. You can also specify whether you want to have notes or unpublished assignments. And then in actions, you can import stuff, export, or you probably won't ever really use this. Coming over here, you have some keyboard shortcuts that might save you some time. You can search for a student like Freddie Falcon and help filter that way. You can go to the little gear here and you can enter in late policy and what to do. That's kind of a cool new feature. If you find an actual assignment, if you click right here, it'll take you to the assignments. You can edit it. These three little dots here allow you to do more options. So here again you can sort from low to high or high to low, missing late. This is pretty cool. So you have the ability, if you click this, message students who, so if here I have a group or some students who haven't submitted. So I could automatically send them a message through Canvas saying, hey, you haven't turned in your group project. This is kind of your final warning. Make sure you get it in. Or you can specify anybody who got, anybody who turned it in. Sometimes you don't necessarily have the time to really debrief an assignment or some important outcomes from an assignment or some common misconceptions. So maybe you specify anybody who got a score above a certain amount. You could highlight some of the important takeaways and reminders that you have for people, and so then they'll get a message that gives them some feedback. So you can specify, for people who scored below a certain amount or above a certain amount, but you can also use it as a reminder for people who haven't turned things in. So that's kind of a cool feature. If you're doing something really fast, you're grading really fast, you can say set default grade, and you can put in 10 and hit enter, and then it'll automatically give all students that grade. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll give them all the default grade, and then if a student didn't do it, I'll go and mark it as missing or a 0. Which, by the way, if you click on this little symbol on the right here, you have the ability of also checking and saying that it is missing. If you come back up to the three little dots, below set default grade is mute assignment. So if you're actively grading it and you don't want students to see the grades, you can hit mute, but be careful because now the grade that they see is not the grade that you see. So they are seeing their grade calculated without this assignment. So this can be helpful for you if you're making adjustments to the grade and you want to see what kind of impact it has. Maybe you need to curve, and maybe you want to prevent yourself from getting a bazillion emails. So that's really handy for doing that. So you can mute or unmute. Always make sure by the end of a semester that all of your assignments are unmuted. You can also enter in as a percentage or as a specific grading scheme, and then you can download your submissions as well. If you also go to the assignment and go to SpeedGrader, this is another way in which you can grade. And if you are using rubrics, you can also use the rubric to do some of your grading. So that's just a little overview of the Canvas Gradebook, which you can also return to from SpeedGrader by clicking on this little icon right here. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next.